Okay. Says it's excellent condition. Let's try it here, Ma. Alright, here we go. Hi, welcome to my tube. My name's Marge. I'm a Heoka empath. I just like having these little talks, these little conversations on how I feel about things. It's therapy for me. I found a long time ago it's easier to get stuff out of your head, especially if it's creating fear and anxiety. If you get it out, it kind of reduces the power in it. So it's like a video diary about 5 years ago, and life has given us a few backgrounds since we started. Life is going to give us a new background here again next few months. We got to move again. So we got 6 months though. It's not scary. I'm in a better place. I'm healthier. Like my body isn't fatigued as much. I'm stronger. I'm in a better place to be able to handle it. And we did fine last time. I told the story about how we got to Oregon. How we got from Oregon to New Mexico to some folks today. A friend of mine went to Walmart for me here. I can't go there. I got 80 stick, which is weird because they have people that go in there. A guy I know there, I saw today at the coffee shop. He works there, and he was telling me about how there's a group of kids that go in there every day, Ma. And or young people. Group of people. Maybe I don't know. He didn't specify how old their age. But he's like, there's a group of people, and they come in every day about 10:45. They're a bunch of junkies, and then they hit the different departments, right? They hit the candy department, they go to all around, and then there's a short one and a tall one that walk together, and the short one has a backpack on, the tall one just goes around putting stuff in the backpack, and they tell the employees they tell employees all over the place, not just Wally World, but everywhere, all over. What are you doing, little cat? Give me you! You don't do that. You're just being ornery. You're being ornery, baby. This is your baby. This is a cute little baby. This is your baby. This is a cute little baby. So what's happening? What's going on? One of them, there's a mystery of the missing whiskers. Is it this one? No, it's not this one. This one has it. But one of them, it's like the whiskers are short. It looks like they burned off or something. But it couldn't have gotten, there's nothing on fire, I don't know what happened to him. Anyway, so we went to Walmart, she went in and got me the DVD player, and I was telling a kid the story about how we got to New Mexico, how God got us here. Because, man, that for me, and I'm one person, man, I'm pretty strong, but... And we don't have a lot of stuff, but it's still enough that it's a lot for one person. At least here I got people that can help me load up the moving van. We came down, we left Oregon I left Oregon with 4 dogs, a cat in the cab of the truck. The computer was going out in the truck. So I did all the way from Salem, Oregon to... Oh boy. To Flagstaff, Arizona. I drove all the way 23 hours straight. I stopped a couple times. Didn't shut off the truck. Just let it idle and park. Or neutral and the emergency brake on. And... because the computer was going out, because if I turned it off, I wasn't so sure if I could get it started again. And made it down to, someone invited us that found us through YouTube, that saw that me and Mom needed a place and invited us to Flagstaff. And once we got there, it wasn't a good match. It didn't. I talk about that in other videos. I'm not going to talk about that anymore. So, good boy, Tuck, get up here. Good boy. It's kind of warm today. And then, once we got there, we figured out it wasn't going to work. This woman was threatening to put me and Mom out on the street. It was I didn't have the truck. the truck wouldn't start once we got there, so we got all, so I had to call AAA to have it come towed. So, and then they got it. It was just a freaking, God, it was such a mess. It was like the mechanic didn't work. I mean, he just didn't want to work, and then maybe it's I mean, it just, the whole thing, it was just so surreal, right? How, like, I mean, he had the thing for the whole time we were there. I mean, it was the day we had to go, because a woman found us in the chat on another in Marge Astrology's YouTube chat, and said that she knew someone in Taos, New Mexico, that was trying to rent out her trailer. And so she gave, I got her email address, and she put it in the chat, and I emailed her and put me in touch with the person. That's how we got here. And then freaking someone that watches my YouTube channels freaking made a freaking gave me and Mom $15,000 so I could buy something to get us here. And so it was like the you know, we had a very short time to get out. And so once we found the place and you know, things lined up, and it's just a miracle. The whole situation was a miracle how we got here. And then I went down. She dropped me off at a used car lot. I went down, or I looked online, and I found 2 minivans at this one used car lot. So I went down the used car lot, looked at them both. One was better than the other. So I wrote a check for $3,500, and the next day, we packed up the van and we're on our way. The woman wanted us out of the house. We couldn't even stay for the moving vans to come to load up my stuff. So she threatened to freaking just throw it all out, and then, like, you know, like it was a terrible, terrible situation. And so we've been here since 2020, October 2020, December 10th, 2020. I went to the chiropractor. I got work done on me, so I feel better in a lot of areas that I didn't when we got here. So I know some people that'll help load up the moving van once we find a place to go. It's just finding a place is so hard. It's one of the reasons why I wanted to talk. I've been wanting to do this talk for a while. It says I have a playback error. YouTube is not receiving enough. But it says I'm still live, so I'm going to keep talking. It's always personal. People can help people. It takes nothing to help people. I mean, it doesn't really. I mean, money isn't even real, so that shouldn't even be a factor as far as, like, you know, like helping people in a monetary sense. But people do it. But people just don't. It's the withholder. It's the spirit of the withholder. It's the service before self mentality, and that's what we're trying to get people to get away from. Service for all, service to others, you know? People are a lot better off doing things for other people. They don't know that. See, I got the wrong memo. The memo they got is that they'll be better off if freaking they just do it for themselves, and that's selfish and greedy, and that's not what God intended. God never intended people to act like that, man. He gave mankind the tools to make heaven on earth. And this is the planet we get. You know? Grossities happen every day on this planet. And I can't believe that chick only got 20 years. And that other dude, he wasn't near as bad as she was. And he got 30 years? It's always personal. It's always personal. You know, that's not that much. When you think about how much they've ruined the lives of an undisclosed number of people. You know? Let kids be kids. Why can't people let kids be kids? Why do they want children to grow up so fast? Children are conditioned to be, you know, like girls in little pink dresses and bows and stuff like that. They used to dress me like that because I was a girl, and I hated it. Even when I was a baby, like in car seat age, I would rip the barrettes out of my hair. I hated it. I didn't want that. You know, oh well, that's just what you get because you're assigned it, right? So, I'm trying to see. Oh, Geometry Effect News is live doing their TFR show right now. They have a Wednesday night show. I like Rambo's decodes. But still, at the end of the day... Oh! I'm still live. I like Rambo's decodes, but still at the end of the day, it's how what do you do for other people in this world? That's been on my heart ever since I was a little kid, you know. Oh, they're so generous, they're so nice. I like them, they're nice. They're like so and so because they're nice. So and so nice, they're so generous. And then I grow up and I watch, who the generous ones are, and who aren't, and how the dynamics of that change out. I've had a lot of things happen just because, and a lot of people have, okay, hold on a second. Yeah, I'm good. Okay. I want to go check on Mom real quick. She wasn't feeling. She's just sitting over here. She was pretty throw up sick. She was vomiting a couple days ago and just causes a lot of stress. And then yesterday I thought she was getting better, and then she didn't. And then she started getting better last night, and she went to bed probably about 6:30, 7 o'clock. Slept all the way through this morning. Till probably 7:30, so she got really rested, and then she got up this morning and she felt better. She just doesn't have an appetite, and you want something to eat, because I'll feel better if she eats, because people have an appetite that it's normal, and if she's not eating, it's not it's just And a little while ago, my freaking landlord came over. She's all upset because she told us we got, because we got to move, and we expected it. It's not a big old huge scary surprise, So and stuff. So she's all upset, wants to let us stay here, and I'm just like, don't. I shouldn't have to console her because we have to move. You know what I mean? I'm just like, come on, is this really happening right now? But she was all kinds of upset anyway. Oh well. I guess I should just appreciate the thoughtfulness of it or something. I don't know. I'm not. It's definitely doing what it's supposed to do. I'm feeling the effects of it. See, my rising sign's Cancer, and I'm all about home and comfort and all that kind of stuff, and I didn't know I was until the last couple of years. I had a really nice house in Omaha, 2331 North 63rd Street. It was a really nice house, and it was beautiful. It had all these big old huge trees around it that raccoons and possums and stuff lived in, and except it was a bummer in the fall, because that's when they'd start getting distemper. And there's a few times I had to call animal control to get a freaking raccoon or a possum that fell really high out of a tree out of my backyard, because they get distemper in the fall, and then they get all lethargic, and then they let go, and so that was a hard lesson to learn. But it was a big, beautiful house, and that's, sometimes I ask Mom, do you think I made a mistake, when leaving Omaha? And I had the job and the career and all that, and all that stuff. And she's like, no. Because we wanted to get closer to my brother and my niece and his family and stuff. And I thought Oregon would be good. And Oregon wasn't the same place that I thought it was. See, I was wrong about what Oregon was. What kind of, and their politics and all that stuff. And maybe Oregon in the 90s, when I first visited there in the early 90s, it would have been cool. But, some people look at it as me blowing up my life and making all these mistakes. And I was just like, I could never plan for what happened to happen when I got to Oregon. Everything's a click. I don't have the right look to fit in to people that have cliques. Or the ones I fit in to, the cliques I fit into by looks or whatever. I don't want to be in their club. We were talking about it today, is all these pride parades and stuff with all these naked freaking people around. That's not for kids, man. This is not a kid friendly. This is not a kid friendly environment, and I don't know why that people gotta act like that. Outside of your house, there ain't no reason, unless you're in a doctor's office, there ain't no reason for any man or woman to be freaking naked anywhere outside of their house, outside of a doctor's office. And I've seen it, they tried to condition me, when you're born, you're a little girl, they buy you babies, they buy you dolls, here's a baby, take care of the baby, you're conditioned to take care of the baby, be the baby care, have a baby from the get-go. And then boys have their trucks. I always wanted to play with the trucks. I don't want to have no babies. Having babies it was never something that sounded like it was fun to me. I like kids. Kids are great to be around stuff, but having a baby? No. not my idea of fun. There's times I thought about adopting and being a foster parent and things like that, but I never wanted to have a kid. I don't like pain. I haven't had enough pain, plenty of pain in my life. And when I left Omaha, that was sucked, because I spent $122,000 on that. I bought that house and then it sold. I just think I had a shitty real estate agent who didn't work for me, who didn't do anything. And because real estate agents don't work as hard as they used to. My grandma was a real estate agent, and I remember driving all over Atascadero, like picking up signs and putting signs in for open houses. And there's a lot of work, and I don't see, you don't see signs out like you used to. Now everything's online. I actually came up with the idea when I was probably 11, 12 years old. My grandma had a real estate office in Atascadero where, and then they had like this break room. I said, you should, and they had a TV in there and stuff, and this is right when the video cameras started coming out, and there were big old huge RCA video cameras, and I loved going to visit grandma because I could pretend like I was, making movies and stuff like that, and she, I said, you should record these houses and then make a library of the VHSs, like 2-bedroom, like by criteria, and then show people the houses. They can decide which one they want to see in person. If in case long after, I think that she sold her business. I don't know. It was all a blur, but I've always had some pretty good ideas. I've come up with some pretty good ideas. You know what the trick of it is? You know what the bummer of it is people don't want to say that they're good ideas because they come from me. It's the weirdest thing. It's the weirdest thing. And then they'll they'll come up with something really darn tootin' close to what I come up with, and then it's like, oh yeah, it's brilliant, and I'm just, come on, man. I ain't never been for this world. This world's always been very hard for me. People don't make sense. Everything's a clique. Everything's a club. I can't believe how hard it is to get. Like, I called yesterday morning, first thing, the VA hospital down in Albuquerque, because there's an outpatient clinic here in Taos, but I have to talk to the people in Albuquerque 2 hours away from here so they can put me in the computer system, because it's from state. I've been in the fucking VA system in Omaha and Nebraska. That was the best because the hospital was in town. I could just go right there. That was no problem, But when I was in Oregon, there was an outpatient clinic within walking distance from where I lived in Salem, and they still had me drive 45 miles north up to West Lynn to see a physician's assistant. Not even a doctor, But these physician's assistants, they make $120,000, $140,000, $160,000 a year. And mine happened to go to school in Des Moines. Who fucking goes to school in Des Moines? The dipshit PA I had. And then she threatened to pull my benefits. Yeah, it was just a nightmare. It's just a nightmare what frickin' people have to go through just to take care of themselves and their family. It's ridiculous. It's like, lady, if you were frickin' had a flat tire and you were stranded out in the middle of nowhere, you would probably die because you just don't have any sense. And that's why so many people are controlling on this planet, because they don't have sense. They don't have control, and they don't have power. They're not very smart. So how do they implement their power? By impeding the progress of others. That's how they do it. They impede the progress of others. No, you can't have that. No, I'm not going to help you. No, I'm sorry. We have policies and procedures that say we can't do that. Oh yeah? And how many people, and the people that say we can't do that, you look into their lives, look deep into their lives, and I bet I can find all kinds of things that these people do that you're not supposed to do. And if it's their cousin that comes in, oh, hey, cuz, come on, come on in, let me help you out, or someone they know, or someone that they think's cute or something like that. It's all that stuff. See? It's all that stuff. All of it. I've been on the side where people have, where I've been on the freaking privileged side. I have. I've got to do a lot of really cool stuff. Like, Mom, one time we got to go see, Mom went with me. As a matter of fact, there's a picture I got of, it was a really good picture of her and me, several years back before we left Omaha. Because I was all about, doing the cool stuff and the being around the popular people and the influential. I was always big on that. That was important to me at one point in time. And my girlfriend, she had an embroidery business there, and she'd gotten tickets for us to go see the because it used to be CenturyLink. I think it's something now, but they used to have like the Olympic tryouts for all kinds of stuff, or Olympic, or like national championship stuff like that. So we got to go see, I think it was the national championships or some of figure skating, and I thought that was really cool because I remember watching it. We had 2 channels, didn't have cable growing up, poor. Watching on a little black TV figure skating, how neat it was and how cool it was and stuff, and then get to go actually see it in real life. That was pretty cool. I've done a lot of neat stuff. It's not because I'm rich. I would just see Lady Gaga in Tacoma back in 2018. See, this is all stuff that I did when I was egocentric. And I did that. That was like my last hoorah, because I know what my astrology was coming up to be, and I knew that the next several years were going to be really difficult. So that was kind of like that was me doing I deserve this kind of thing, right? So I go up to Tacoma, drive up to Tacoma. That was one of the last times I left Mom. I didn't leave Mom very many times after that. So for like more than a couple hours, is what I'm trying to say. So I go up there, and I had gotten like not the most expensive VIP package, but like the second tier, and where you could go back into a room and have drinks, and they have snacks, and they have like memorabilia around. You can hang out there instead of hanging out outside before the show started, because it was hot. It was kind of warm. And then I actually got pictures of Bradley Cooper and Gagoo's mom. And when I was waiting in line, I had my seats that were good seats. They were up a little ways, a little higher than the stage. You could see everything, right? And they were good seats. That was cool. The thing of it is I didn't spend so much time of it, because one of the ladies that was working was working at the booth outside, I started I started talking to her, and I gave her some bottled water, and I was handling, I started talking to her. We had a conversation, and a little while later she came out, and she gave me, she was like giving me bottled water and stuff like that, and I was giving it to other people in the line. And when we went inside, when we were starting to go inside, she actually gave me a VIP bracelet so I could go down on the floor, and that's where I got the picture of her mom and Bradley Cooper and stuff like that. But I'm not a fan of hers anymore. I don't have any music of hers on my stuff. You know, a lot of this stuff, when you get closer to God and geez, whatever, you know, your spirit, this is my experience, that when I get closer to my spiritual path, when I'm more dedicated to my spiritual path, I cut away things that distract me and that aren't good for me. And there's a lot of musicians, most musicians, all music, you know, they sell their soul in some capacity. They give up parts of themselves. They live egocentrically, you know. I mean, it's just, it turned out to be very disheartening to me to find out the reality and the truth of a lot of these things that I believed in when I was younger, only to find out that they're not true. You know, they're not true, and they don't believe in the same things that I believe in. And that's okay. I can know people that we don't have the same belief systems, but when people are paying homage and stuff like that to, you know, and there's so much wickedness that goes along with what they do, you know, whether it's their intention or not, it comes along with it. You know, there's good role models and bad role models, and I just think the whole world has just become overly sexualized right now, and I'm not real excited about, you know, I mean, the fact that what's her face that just got 20 years. They still don't have the list of his clients, you know? I'm tired of freaking scumbags being protected. I'm 8 years old. I've been seeing scumbags be protected my whole entire life, and I just want them to get ratted out. I want them to be so terribly embarrassed. You know how they don't say things because that would be really embarrassing? Yeah, no, they need to be all the men, all the women, all you perverts that like doing kids and freaking, you know. And I've never been a big old proponent of somebody that has ever believed in just because you can do, or just because you can doesn't mean do something doesn't mean you should. And I look around all over and I see people that are doing stuff that they can, but they shouldn't. I saw freaking Ben. I can't stand that guy, man. That guy's so annoying. His 10-year-old son freaking rammed a BMW. I think he was in a Lamborghini or something, and then he rammed a BMW or some stupid seat with the ignition on because your dad's rich. I'm so tired of freaking these people. They get away with stuff just because blood relation. I mean, it's like, am I just? And you know what is so weird to me? My brother makes probably $156,000 a year. Has worked for the state of California 25 years. Has been in the Army Guard since '89. You know, more money than God. You know, people like him can help, you know, and they don't. And that's why I have so little faith in the system. Because if people that can help don't, why do I think any freaking, you know, I called the Albuquerque, I started to say that. I didn't finish the story. So I left a message, right, to get into the system. Leave a message. Everything is leave a message, right? There's only 2.5 million people in this whole state. How many veterans do you think are in the state? You know? How many? How many don't need help? How many do need help? You know? The VA system is just such shit. I just have so little faith in it. So they said, we'll call you back within the next business day. I called yesterday, first thing in the morning, crack of dawn. Left my voicemail. Didn't hear back all day long yesterday. Haven't heard all day long today. And I'm not holding my breath to hear back from them tomorrow. That's what I'm saying. Is so many people get paid to work and they don't fucking ever feel like doing their job. Come here, baby. They don't feel like it. Well, they don't answer the phone. And you know how I know this? Because I've been the IT. This is the world we live in. Is it changing yet? Is it getting better? I know the astrology is freaking crazy. I'm staying home this weekend. I'm not going anywhere. Saturday, Sunday, I might have to go out and get water or something like that, or dog food or cat food or something, but it ain't gonna be no, it's the kind of energy where people are gonna be in the, this is what a chuchababa, he was saying today. This is his words, not mine. That he was saying that it's gonna be the kind of energy where people are gonna feel it, so. I'm not interested in freaking participating in any of that stuff. None of it. So technology's still lame. Textology is still ridiculous. That hasn't, people just internet that's shitty. I can't even hardly stream my videos without it buffering like crazy. I don't even use it on my phone. I just have unlimited data, and I'm just so grateful that Mom's feeling better. Are you feeling better, Mom? She ate a little bit of white rice today, and she had a piece of toast. She's feeling better, and it's better though. She did have a little bit of vanilla ice cream too, huh? Yeah, she did. So, life is good. Life is pretty okay. It really is. Yesterday was terrible. I hate days like that. I swear I was never like this before I got those 8 anthrax vaccines. I was never like this. I think about who I was. I was tough as nails. People never knew if I liked them. I was just a better at hiding things. I was just a better liar is all. I can't hide things and lie things, and I can't pretend like I like people when I don't. And I can't pretend like I'm for something when I'm not, and things have just changed. I'm not the same person I used to be, but that's kind of how people, that's kind of what's supposed to happen in life, is people are supposed to evolve, But more and more people pick up bad habits, I'm finding. Is that people haven't evolved, they're just picking up more bad habits just to keep them from themselves. Just face yourself. What's the worst thing that can happen? There's nobody on the planet that has been through anything that somebody else that hasn't been through. Finding the people to relate to, that's the hard part, right? I know everybody's looking for their community and their friends and their tribe, and I've been looking for years, since I was a little kid. I just kind of roaming the world trying to find our place, And I really believe that God brought us back. I think Mom was born around here. I think God brought us to Mom back to New Mexico, and me and bringing her here just so that I could take care of her at the end and love her, because this state didn't do her any favors, And then my dad, he likes to drink. If I can die sober from alcohol, to me that heals that family line, and then maybe my niece won't have it. Maybe she won't have the affliction. So, or if she has children, maybe her children won't have it. Because I healed that in our family line. So, you just gotta be a good person. You just gotta be a decent person. And there's a lot of people. I live in New Mexico, and it's very disheartening every day to see the women that go missing, and men too, boys and girls, men and women. There's a lot of runaways, a lot of abductions, a lot of homicides, just like every place else. Is people lost their way. They lost their connection to that source, that creator that says, no, you don't cause harm. Don't cause harm. You can have heaven on the earth. Don't hurt people. But these are people that have been hurt so much in their life that's all they know. So they turn around and hurt people, and that's what I work at every day to keep from evolving into that. Yeah. And days like yesterday, I don't feel like I succeeded, but like I said, my body doesn't know the difference between fight or flight, and I thought that was interesting. I was listening to a talk, I think it was Pam Gregory. I was listening to a talk this afternoon, and she was saying that the energy that's coming up, how it's fight or flight. Maybe it was Molly McCord. How ordinarily, and that's how I explain how I feel in my skin, how I feel in my body is with after these anthrax vaccines is that I had that I'm always, my body's always in a heightened state, like when you're watching a scary movie and that adrenaline's I'm there all the time. So when things happen, it puts me up in a higher state, and I don't like it. You know, it doesn't, because I'm constantly having to trying to tell myself that things are exciting, not scary, because my body always feels scared. And then to find out that the people that got those shots only had there's only a 4, you know, we're 40%. Freaking, wow, that's scary shit. You know, that's scary. So. But lucky for me, I know a lot about the heart and how stress, you know, affects your body. That's why I try to meditate, and you know, I just every day I turn my life over to God, and sometimes I take the reins back and I succumb to fear. Most of the time I live in faith, and life is just hard. You know, it's one of the reasons why I do these videos is so I don't have I've always been a very social person, and it's just hard to connect. So I'll keep trying though. And then sometimes I'll say I don't want to try anymore. Usually I keep trying. Yeah, I'm pretty tenacious. I get it from my mom. Yeah. She's a pretty neat lady. She's been through a lot. I just, you know, and I just hate that all I want to do is take care of her, and I have to jump through all these stupid hoops to do it, you know? And it's the people that have me go through hoops. I'm like, what fucking hoops have you ever been through in your life? You know what I mean? Who's made you do, you know, have you ever lost 30 pounds in 3 months to, you know, get your goal to go in, you know, have you ever like sacrificed your whole life to do something just because you felt like it was the right thing to do? Not for you, but for everybody involved? Oh no! You do what you want to do for you. And that's how it always is. And if you go home and if I talk to your kids, they would probably tell me what an asshole you are too. Unless you're buying them stuff, and then they'll probably defend you. I don't like the way the world's headed. On a collective level. It's just how it is. It's just how it's going to be. Things are going to get so crappy, so we're going to have more people shooting each other all over the place. You know, it's just how it's going to be. It's just like every other vibration, you know, it maxes out. What goes up must come down. You know, we got to reach our collective maximum level of bullshit. Let the whole planet freaking, or all the people of the planet freaking ruin all their civilizations, and then we go back to building it up again, only for the control freaks to have it fall. You know? I heard that clip today. Hey buddy, this is Dad. Yeah, this is Kay. It looks like you're in the clear, buddy. Looks like you're in the clear. You fucking scumbag, man. Biden is such a douche, man. He freaking off like half his family for his presidency. It's ridiculous, man. He's just a bumbling idiot, and these are exactly things that I would say if I ever had the opportunity to get an earshot of him. He's just a worthless freaking human. He's not even a human being. He thinks he's like, his mentality, he's stuck in fucking Goodfellas or some shit. And that ain't his role. Everybody knows he's a scumbag, and the people that don't know that he's a scumbag are living these storylines. They want to lie to themselves, so I'm just going to go ahead and let them keep lying to themselves.